My name is Mykyta. I'm 21 years old and I'm a professional dancer. I started dancing when I was 5 years old. I was originally inspired to dance by my grandfather, who was from Ukraine, brought me, it was a VHS tape of the National Ukrainian Folk Ensemble. Their name is Virsky. With Ukrainian dance, there's a lot of squats for the guys or the split jumps, things that the Cossacks do. And as kind of a type of cross-training, I was really encouraged to get into ballet. And so when I was 7, I started doing ballet. When I graduated high school, I auditioned and was accepted into the Ballet Theater of Maryland. As a dancer, you definitely put a lot of wear and tear in your body. Being a professional dancer is a lot like being a professional athlete. Even dancers have some very specific things that are required of them as they're trying to mold their bodies to match certain aesthetics. For instance, we're always trying to go for maximum flexibility, hip rotation, pointed knee. I've had some issues with my knee. It started with some patellar subluxation, and that was kind of on and off, but then more recently I found out that I had torn my meniscus, which, hearing that, is definitely really scary, but I was able to fix it just with rehab. I didn't need to go through arthroscopic surgery. What was really striking about Dr. Smith from the beginning was his ethos that you can do your work without pain, which, as a professional dancer, you definitely get used to the aches and pains, and it's very liberating to have that perspective and to be pushing for that. Through his treatments, I was definitely relieved. Things that were not articulating properly were really turned around. I was able to approach each day in rehearsal after I had had treatments much more fresh, because the pain had been relieved and we were taking the steps to keep it that way. And it just really made such a difference immediately coming back into dancing to not have that type of pain. The other thing that I really liked about his approach, I mean, of course, he's just very personable, he has an excellent bedside manner, and you just feel really, really comfortable with him right away. You can trust him in everything that he's doing. The stresses that we put on our body are very unique. Sometimes we're very sensitive when working with different doctors or PTs if they're really going to understand everything that we're trying to do. And with Dr. Smith, I definitely got that sense. He already has so much knowledge, but he always really tried to understand exactly what all my needs were, which I know for me as a dancer, I know any dancer, that means so much. Definitely working with Victoria has always been such a pleasure. With massage, there's always the energy flow between people, and some of it's just who she is. She just puts a lot of good energy out there. To be receptive to it is always really a pleasure. And she also is so kind. It feels too technical to say excellent bedside manner. I mean, because both her and Dr. Smith, they're so personable. They feel like friends while they're also being your professional doctors. It's really great to know that they're in the audience as they support the performances. They in some ways are a part of your journey to getting to the performance, and knowing that they're in the audience, you're kind of thinking about them and everything that they have done to help you get to this point. It means a lot in a more personal way. I think any young professional dancer, professional athlete, any of them, but especially people who I feel like are in my position, it's absolutely essential that they have someone like Dr. Smith or Victoria that they see on a regular basis that can really help them navigate through the inevitable strains that you're going to put on your body, and that you don't keep working down a path where things aren't articulating and are only going to get worse. You can live without pain, and you were designed to live without that type of bad pain. So I would encourage anyone that it's absolutely essential to see them.